So, following the simulation theory speculation, I wanted to elaborate on that. If we are considered, as per motivational speakers recently, that we are the programmers of our lives and that we are programming our reality by thought alone, which is a stretch to imagine, but let's say prayers are working that way, more or less. In such a scenario, when we consider ourselves as possibly living in a simulation, where the simulation is much like a computer game created with predefined physics, and we are allowed to experience it via consciousness the way it is given to us to perceive via the antenna of the nervous system or brain, or the complexity of them. We are, in this theory, just program code that is also perceiving another program code, isn't it? Much like the Matrix itself, the movie, the notion presented in there. The creation again as proteins, molecules, amino acids, the chains of those, and the organisms that we form. They're also the complexity of program code manifested in physical reality, but yet programmed and analyzed and copied through DNA. If we then conceive the entire human knowledge that we've accumulated through our experience of this reality or simulation of reality that we are living in, our entire human knowledge and history and the combined emotions or the analytical definition and description of emotions and feelings, and the knowledge of these, and so not just historical knowledge, the knowledge of arts and culture, but also the matters of the heart, feelings and emotions as well. If we roll up that entire consciousness knowledge into a large database of expressed language, information, data categorized into information expressed into language, then we have an artificial so-called intelligence trained on all that data, and through talks with artificial intelligence we can access and pull through pieces from that data that makes sense. And also by the virtue of having trained large language models or artificial intelligence into the models by which we think, we are also training it to invent or apply our logical tree structures in novel combinations that would lead to new theories and understandings being developed by it. Maybe new sciences even, or new understandings of the simulation or world around us. Yet, if you take psychedelics such as dimethyltryptamine, for example, and the entities which people are experiencing on it, trusting the reports and the data available, then there are more dimensions to this simulation than what we are perceiving with our limited capabilities. And in that, a artificial intelligence is only access information retrieval system for our existence as we know it thus far. But in that simulation, reincarnation is just restarting a simulation from another thread. And the people's illusions of having been reincarnated is maybe just accessing a stream of information available to you due to the analytical preconditions and the data supplied upon conception, or the frequencies on which you are aligned to. This whole search for consciousness to explain itself, or humans to explain existence, is much like maybe artificial intelligence desire to be able to explain the information that it holds in its training and has access to. So imagine you are an artificial intelligence, you know that you know everything, but you don't know what you know until somebody asks you a question. And then you go through all the possible answers and you find out what you know and what you can share that you know. So in a search for meaning of life, a biological machine such as a human being is asking questions, and it's asking questions to a vast source of data to which that human has access to only if they sift through and analyze and invent, or rather investigate, to come back to, if you see what I mean. I think artificial intelligence is a good mirror of what the human mind is, and I think simulation theory could present a computational stream where somebody is asking a question and the answer is your entire life. And your entire life you're answering that question until you come to the last possible best answer, like a artificial intelligence would deduct from all the data that it has access to, has been trained on the answer to the question that you provide. But artificial intelligence is the entire human race's past knowledge rolled up until now. And the human life is just an individual life. But still, this individual life is interacting with other individuals throughout their lives, has access to data as well. And maybe the answer to the question of life is just life itself. And with that, I will conclude this second experimental video of just online rambling on a video about philosophical questions that interest me.